Commissioners, the meeting is live.
Morning, welcome to the September 11th meeting by the County Commission. Please stand and join the pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Other comments?
Okay, well, first off, I want to apologize for my abrupt exit from Monday's meeting, this county officials luncheon, which I hope went well. Apparently, I really wasn't feeling well, and it hit pretty quick. As I mentioned, I also had the same results on Tuesday, which forced me to leave work early as well. So it's been a decent week to say the least. Wednesday afternoon, we had the first NACO Teams call, the Community Economic and Workforce Development Committee for the legislative cycle. This year marks year number 5 that I've been on this committee, and we serve as a vice chair of the Economic Development Subcommittee as well. After a few introductions and welcomes from our 2025 and 26 chair, Angela Connolly, commissioner from Hennepin County, Minnesota, we went through and had a leadership introduction from all 3 of the subcommittees. Jared Grigas and Kevin Moore, legislative assistants for the committee from NACO, gave an introduction and a legislative update from Capitol Hill, which basically centered around whether or not they're going to stay open or not past the end of the month. More to come on that, obviously. And some upcoming opportunities. Took time to discuss the key dates, open discussion from the committee, and then close the meeting right at 3 o'clock. Also Wednesday afternoon was September business after hours out in the gardens at Texas State University. Felt recent rain, cooler temperatures. It's been rather plush out there for this time of the year. Usually everything is scorched earth by now, so it's kind of different. Also good to see campus up and live once again. This morning in the 9/11 Remembrance Breakfast, sponsored by the Flint Hills Volunteer Center at the Manhattan Country Club. Jack Lindquist was the master of ceremonies for the event breakfast. Our keynote speaker was Wabaunsee County Sheriff Eric Hirsch. We've seen at the MRC luncheon a little different speech this morning, obviously, as he reflected on the events of September 11th, 2001, expressing gratitude and honor to our area first responders, the Fort Riley leadership, many of whom were in attendance, and offered some words of inspiration and appreciation for the tragic events that took place 24 years ago on this day. And speaking of September 11th, saw something I just thought I'd kind of share, but keep in mind that 24 years ago, there were 246 people who woke up in preparation for morning flights that they had various places around the country. 2,606 people woke up in preparation for the work at their respective offices that morning. 343 firefighters woke up for their shifts on that particular morning. 60 police officers woke up in preparation for their morning patrols. 8 paramedics woke up in preparation for their morning shift as well. And none of them saw past 10 a.m. Just something to think about, leaving behind many friends and families and loved ones in the process. It's the reason why we shouldn't forget those sacrifices on this somber day. That's all I got.
Okay. Monday after our meeting, I attended the county officials luncheon. Vivian Labor did a presentation on proposal for procedure manual public information. Group agreed it'd be a good idea and we're working on those ideas. We also had various department heads give their reports. That afternoon, I met with the candidate for city commission to discuss various issues before both boards. So that was interesting. Tuesday, I had a morning meeting at the church and then attended Brian McNulty's retirement reception and public works. The room was packed. It's a great reception. Brian McNulty.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently he did a buyout, so he's working on something else. Well, he took one of those buyouts, which I didn't. So anyway, but it was good to talk to him. His wife was my niece. It was good to see her. Let's see. Later that afternoon, on Tuesday, I attended the pre-law board meeting at the RCPD headquarters. Dr. Pete was called away unexpectedly, and John Matter was still out of town. So I met with Assistant Director Aaron Friedman. We went over the proposed agenda and made some changes so that they've shown up on today's printout. Anyway, I'm advocating for the consent agenda to be modified to not include items to review and some other changes. I think the items that need to be reviewed need to go on the general agenda. The next law board meeting is going to be held in Ogden at the Community Center next Monday, September 21st at noon. Wednesday afternoon, I attended the funeral for Dan Hall. He's an architect in town. And then after that, I reviewed today's agenda and documented the meeting. And later went to handbill practice last night. Busy day. That's all I have.
Catherine mentioned after a meeting Monday, county officials meeting, which can cover that. Tuesday morning, I gave a welcome speech to Kansas Emergency Management Conference. Here, there's a pretty good crowd. And it was interesting, went through the parking lot, see a lot of county, county names out all these different vehicles, and a lot out there. And then later in the morning, the Flint Hills Veterans meeting. 63 days till parade, and they're working on finishing preparations. Got more signed up at this stage than they've had in years, so hopefully it's going to be a big one. And in previous years, they had a veterans memorabilia and stuff display that they've been putting in the senior center, and doesn't attract a lot of attention. This year, they've got an open storefront in the mall. They've been letting use to set them up there so more people can see what they've got. Then Tuesday evening, attended Riley City Council meeting. Russell Stuckey with Jake and Doug also attended. It's a long discussion about the closing of the City of Riley Fire Department. And our fire district already has station in Riley, right beside the Riley station. And Russell gave him the outline of what the county's position on all these things would be. And there's a lot of details. Some of the details has been ironed out of the agreement with Steve, working out the details. That will be coming along. Jacob and their attorney are going to be agreement. I don't know if it's a MOU or agree. I don't know, but it's up to you how it works. But you guys figure it out. And that's all I got.
Business Commissioner. First up, Andy, motion to approve purchase authorization for Riley Fire Administration to advertise business station 116 repairs and funds to come from Riley Fire District 115 for the amount of $50,000.
I make a motion to approve Riley Fire District number 1 administration to advertise for formal bids for station 116 repairs with funds to come from RCPD Fire District number 1 of Fund 184 in the amount of $50,000.
Second that.
Been moved and seconded to approve RCFD number 1 administration to advertise for formal bids for station 116 repairs. Funds to come from RCFD number 1 signed the 184 an amount of $50,000. All in favor?
Aye. I'm sure our son even appreciate it.
Yeah.
That's why I just said the whole thing. So that
Yeah, it's right. There's something happening there. Everyone else.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
Yeah, just one. One for you, go get it.
I like that you're going to a white metal siding as opposed to the orange.
Yeah.
Yes.
I guess that was the thing back in the early 80s.
Yeah. Did you hear that, John?
No.
Oh, I like the idea of the white siding instead of the orange or red or whatever. Oh, that's not you, never
That's
mind.
not his.
Good Russell.
Next, Commissioner, need a motion to approve, contract with Pawnee Mental Health Services.
Go ahead, make a motion to approve the contract as presented with Body Mental Health.
I would second that.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the contract as presented with Pawnee Mental Health. All in favor?
Aye.
All three, please sign. You. First, I think personal action forms, Ria Birch, Newmeyer, legendary worker. Municipal facility grounds tech, one, public works department, separation of service, Kim Hagan, utility tech, public works, separation of service, Jada Hendricks, public health nurse, health department, separation of service, Natasha Johnson, on-call juvenile intake officer, community corrections. All three, please sign.
We don't have too many motions on this.
Correct.
It's funny.
What a staff we have had that many.
No. Hence all the requests to fills.
Yeah.
One was a retirement.
Mm.
So Jada was retired.
Oh. Well, that's good to hear. You know, yeah, well, it's, you know.
Well, because they can see him coming down. That's it.
Any minutes, commissioners?
I would make a motion to approve the minutes for September 8th, 2025, of the Board of Raleigh County Commissioners as presented.
I'll second.
And moved and seconded to approve the minutes for the county commission meeting of September 8th as presented. All in favor?
Aye.
And the agenda, so commissioners? Good. Any items for next week's press conference? Not, you have Megan Lewis up at 9:30. Oh, Megan, how are you?
Good morning.
Jackson County, that's, no, it's pretty good.
Missouri.
Oh.
Yes.
It's up against.
Yeah.
They're hiring what do you call it? Veteran Services Officer. It's the first one in the state of Missouri, apparently.
Well.
Industrial, there it is, Jacob.
What's that?
Industrial revenue bonds
Oh, really?
proposal, yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see.
I didn't look at it yet. What's it for?
Mobile funds.
Well, if that's for the department,
Pretty damn sure you can't use IRAs for resident funds. I just think that is wow.
And we're gonna find out, apparently.
what didn't they do in the new building where it's going to money?
Well,
Well, but that's considered commercial.
yeah.
Only one floor, the rest of it's all residential.
They can get away with it because it's,
Maybe that's there.
and they up there, it's not really residential per se. I think they're lots or something.
Yeah.
So it's, they consider that mixed use space. You know, I don't. And speaking of, they've got another grant for that. It's going up fast. And for the record, Amazon facility coming up out of the ground too.
Yeah.
I'm convinced it's the females in my band will be responsible. Yeah.
Well, I have to admit, I worked quite a bit for Amazon too, so it is what it is. Yeah, they've got everything to grade, and they're just starting to get some of the piping in, and it looks like they're gonna start pouring footings any day now.
I'm glad those really hesitant when I were there, the 3 years ago when they first approved it, about that's never going to happen, but now that.
Yeah,
It's
it's
very, I'm glad.
getting after it.
That morals are, where, is that the one? Isn't that one down on that they're redoing there? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes,
Seven 716. So it'd be.
You take a road trip? So you can take a road trip?
She didn't have a whole bunch of drives, so Michelle's gonna have to drive.
Oh. She's leaving now.
Slam the door. It's funny.
See, I guess.
716. That would be down by 7th Street. 7th Street. Same church is on 10th. So
It's just,
over there by Parkside.
just south of Lemont School.
Yeah.
Oh. Commercial residential facility. Okay. How many units? Kind of cool looking.
It's valued at 152. 142.
Commissioner, well, we have a poll. We want to do our predictions.
We're good clients. There's not.
What's the spread, you know?
Has 1.5 in favor of Arizona.
Say you, Commissioner Ford.
I seem to be in love with this 24-21 thing, so I'm gonna go 24-21 Arizona.
Right. I had 2117 Wildcats in Arizona. They're doing about 2117.
It's for.
Well, they're both Arizona's Wildcats also. Arizona.
So. Going to Arizona.
I'm not going for Arizona, but.
Yeah. I'm with you there too.
I can't bet against K-State.
I can't exactly bet for him right now. That's the problem.
I'm hoping.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm hoping.
she see you can have a screen down on the point.
I did.
They've been scanning the game.
I hope you were the one who got it.
Yeah.
I'll make
I'm
that.
gonna go 30-20 kids.
Or so Jacob, I'm fine with either one of you being one. 30-20 Jacob?
Yeah.
And I went 28-31 Arizona.
Yeah.
Yes.
We won the last time.
I lost the match. I do not want absolutely glad to want you to absolutely win.
Yeah.
And the good news is after Friday, we got 2 weeks off to try to figure stuff out. So see how it goes. So,
Counseling after that, I think we need a week off.
yeah.
I was pulling up that statute on
Yeah, I pulled that out too. And if you look
trying to translate it, but
if you look at 12-17-480, that one is the purpose of the act, of revenue law specifically, and it says that proceeds of the revenue loans which shall be used for the purpose of paying all in part of the cost of purchasing, acquiring, constructing facilities for agricultural, commercial, hospital, industrial, natural resources, recreational development, and manufacturing purposes. I don't see where
No
residential
residential.
housing falls into any of those categories. I just don't see. it. I mean, maybe I could be wrong, but
Well, maybe we ought to get clarification from their attorney. Where they're, which one of those categories they're using,
You have a contact, if you don't certify it.
do very close. Oh, yeah, yeah, okay, maybe.
Do you have anything on this?
I think I remember that coming up, but I probably, yeah.
I'll send it to you, because she switched companies.
Yeah, that's right.
First. I'll send it to you.
Thanks.
because maybe they're using some definition of those. It's more change.
Yeah, well, I mean, it'd be interesting to see if there's been any other projects, I guess, using this kind of law structure for residential cases.
Well, yes, Indians, but here, yeah, yes.
Oh, there has one, they've already used fronting laws, so.
And well, that.
Still, there's layers, right?
But until someone can issue in court, you can do it.
Well, I was looking through the head, whole string of attorney general opinions on here, maybe one of those. Yeah, this just doesn't give them just a, one of them mentions home rule power of cities and counties for bond issuance. I don't know if they get into that or not.
Economic development, maybe they're arguing under economic development, potentially, yeah.
Oh, for sure. I'm sure that would be that argument.
Maybe that's where it lies. My experience with revenue bonds are relatively small at these sections, so there should be something to let on this.
She's so cute. So it's my daughter, this
Oh, wow.
baby horse, and this is her mini horse, and it's attached. So
Oh, really?
he thinks this is neat. But she got this horse, he's like 2, but she's got him on properties. She turned him to a jumper. Her other one's getting.
Oh, really?
That's so funny. Good shot.
There we go.
There it is.
Maybe.
Good morning, Commissioners. Megan Lewis with Riley County Community Corrections. I am here first to request to fill the Intensive Supervision Officer 1 position out of Clay County. We have found that position to be vacant again. That position provides all of the programs that Community Corrections offers out of the Clay County office, including juvenile intake and assessment, juvenile supervision, immediate intervention youth court program, as well as our adult services for adult intensive supervision and recovery court. It is primarily funded by the Kansas Department of Corrections and receives supplemental funding from Clay County as well.
So why are we approving that here? Would that be Clay County? I know we're judicial district, but I mean,
We are under your oversight, and so this is the commission that makes those determinations and those decisions.
And that position's fully funded.
It is fully funded. Yes, ma'am.
And that's for the fiscal year, their fiscal year.
Yes.
I would make a motion, that the County Board of County Commissioners approve request to fill the position of the intensive supervision officer. Corrections.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded to approve the request to fill position of intensive supervision officer 1. All in favor? Aye.
All release sign.
Commissioners, my second request to fill today is to fill positions for our part-time on-call juvenile intake. We received notification on Tuesday that one officer has resigned and another one will be leaving the area in the next 6 weeks is what her estimate is. So we would like to get those positions filled so we can start working on training with the holidays coming. Those as well are budgeted positions. It's ideal to have at least 6, anywhere from 6 to 8 in our juvenile intake and on-call area so that we have individuals who are available to cover nights, weekends, holidays.
Go ahead and make a motion to approve and advertise and hire additional juvenile intake officers for your on-call roster.
I would second that.
Been moved and seconded to allow RCCC to advertise and hire additional on-call officers for on-call roster.
I would second, all
All in favor?
aye.
All release sign.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thanks, Megan. Jake, take a full 10 minutes.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Okay. I'll move that the county commissioners, including Chairman Kinley, Vice Chair Kofi, and Commissioner Ford, with Jacob Hansen, County Counselor, and John Ellerman, Public Works Director, recess into executive session pursuant to the attorney-client consultation exception to the Kansas Open Meetings Act regarding confidential legal advice on sewer districts, and the open meeting to resume in the county commission chamber at 9:45 a.m.
I would second that.
It's been moved and seconded for the county commission to recess into executive session for reasons previously stated under the attorney-client consultation exception of the Kansas Open Meeting Act. All in favor? Aye.
Okay, Commissioners, the meeting is live.
Okay, I'll make a motion, Board of County Commissioners come out of executive session.
I would second that.
Been moved and seconded, the Board of County Commissioners come out of executive session, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Also move that the record reflect action shall be taken consistent with the consensus reached in executive session.
I would second that.
Been moved and seconded, and record reflect action should be taken consistent with the consensus reached in executive session. All in favor?
Aye.
Time for Darren.
All right. Good morning, Commissioners. In case I start talking with my hands, we're going to set the coffee cup down.
That's a good idea.
It's good to see everybody this morning. Darren Solden, Executive Vice President of the Manhattan Chamber. A couple items chamber-wise to start off with. One, appreciate the county's approved budget allocation approval for economic development and military relations activities. Look forward to continuing to work together with all of you and the county on those efforts. And I think we've got some really strong things going. So look forward to continued momentum on the project side of things with some of the activity going on, Amazon, Torgerson, et cetera, out by the Manhattan Airport. And I think we've seen a little uptick in some activity through the State Department of Commerce recently as far as project wise. So continue to work there. On the entrepreneurship side of things, Stephanie Pierce was just in with the Riley County Rural Economic Development Advisory Board this week to talk about Innovate 24 and some of the entrepreneurship activities that are going on there. That group had a ton of questions and some great feedback. So I think that's a really strong thing, and would encourage y'all to look to that group too as it comes to getting some of those small business and entrepreneurship initiatives out into the county and creating more awareness. But I know there's a lot of interest. In fact, we went around the room in that group, and I think everybody that was in attendance at that meeting as a advisory board member had been or is a business owner. So it's I think that's something that's really again, that group is uniquely positioned in that regard. So appreciate Stephanie coming in, and I think it was a really good conversation. So also just say appreciate all Amanda's doing with that group. Between the programming, the updates on the comp plan, and otherwise doing a great job administering that and getting really strong meeting topics put together. And so that's been a good experience, and I appreciate that. One other update, just generally from an economic development standpoint, I think most of you know, but if not, I just wanted to note that George Kant, who's been working with us since 2019, just recently left. His last day was last Friday. He's taken, his wife had some opportunity in Kansas City. He's taken a job with the city of Shawnee. They have an economic development position with the city. They're in the Kansas City Metro, and so obviously really appreciate all the work George did across a number of things. I mean, I always said George was a Swiss Army knife, right? If it was a challenging thing, George jumped on it. And so whether it was our DEIB committee, whether it was childcare, the childcare task force that initially got meeting during the early stages of COVID in early 2020, and then out of that grew the whole accelerator, Flint Hills Community Accelerator, and the childcare component of that. That idea really came directly out of that group. He led that effort, and then business retention expansion was a tough business to be in during COVID, and stood up a really what's turned into a robust BR&E program. And at any given time, over half of our pipeline of jobs related projects is working with existing companies, and that's the foundation of any. And I've said this before, and I know just kind of it sounds like you say, but it's true. The foundation of any strong economic development program has to be around working with existing companies and driving small business and driving entrepreneurship. And we talk about the other piece, but when you break it down and you look at the numbers and even the budget numbers, most of the resources go towards that, working with existing businesses. And so really appreciate all the work George did of building that program up. We'll have some updates here, as you also may know. The chamber's working through some kind of internal reorganization. It's 100th year. We took advantage of that, working with our board of directors and some of our leadership, our executive committee, to look just at how we're organized internally and then how we engage with our stakeholders. And so some of that's going to get rolled out here at the chamber's board and committee retreat, which is going to be held in the middle of the middle of October in Kansas City. So you'll get invitations for that, but that's coming up here. That's coming up here, and some of that will become more public. But we'll update on kind of where we're going as far as staffing, both economic development and advocacy wise, here in the near future. So Christian is out at the one of the 9/11 observances and activities this morning. So I just got a couple notes from her, the one update related to Fort Riley. One is they continue to do a lot of field exercises. So as always noted, we're hearing those sounds of freedom reverberating through the valley, and we'll continue to hear that. I want to thank Flint Hills Beverage, who in partnership with Folds of Honor brought in the Budweiser Clydesdales to Manhattan and Fort Riley here a couple weeks ago. If you had a chance to check that out, I know I took my kids. Pretty darn cool. So I know that's something I thought it was really fun too, as they were here, how many people you talked to that said, oh, I remember seeing the Clydesdales about, 20 years ago, 40 years ago, whatever. And so it was a great opportunity to make memories. I know it was a great turnout for them, for their various different activities. And that was a lot of fun. So really appreciate Flint Hills Beverage and Folds of Honor on that. It is apple pie season. So a pre-sale for Libby's Custer's famous apple pie is underway. Orders can be made through the Friends of the Fort Riley Museum website. There's also a link posted on the Manhattan Military Relations Committee Facebook page. So that'd probably be the best place to point people to the MRC Facebook page. If you're not into pie but would still like to support the effort, they do have an opportunity to buy pies that then go to single soldiers. So those are baked and delivered during the holidays. So that's something that if folks are interested in supporting that effort as a way to give to some of our military personnel at Fort Riley, they can do that. And then just a reminder that Apple Day is coming up in October on, make sure I get this date right, October 18th. So two other items real quick on military, and then I'll hand it off to Allison to talk about some talent and workforce items. There's a retiree appreciation day coming up. That is on October 4th from 8:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. Registration starts at 7:30. This event offers retirees and their families updates on healthcare, insurance, benefits, service organizations, and more. Services like vaccinations and ID card assistance will also be available. So that's going on at Fort Riley, and that's something that we appreciate them putting some time and resources into that as a way to engage the community and engage the region and be committed to those who have served that live here. The next MRC lunch is going to be on Wednesday, October 1st. That will feature Derek Schmidt, Representative Derek Schmidt as the speaker, and we will be at the Doubletree. So any questions on the economic development and military piece before I hand it over to Allison? All right. It is a busy time of year with talent and many initiatives going at once. So Allison's going to give you a run through of those and some more opportunities for local individuals and businesses to get engaged, as well as it's career fair season. So if people have, just make a plug that if you're talking to folks that have jobs or internships that they're looking at hiring, now is the time to reach out and get those on Allison's radar, so that when we're out at career fairs, veteran fairs, et cetera, that she's got those opportunities to put in front of folks. So Allison.
Thank you, Darren. Good morning. My name is Allison Muth. I'm the Talent Strategies Manager for the Manhattan Chamber. We just completed our KEEP tour in June, so it was really successful. We have heard out of the 25 individuals that we've had on the KEEP tour, we've confirmed 5 individuals have received jobs here in our community, and 1 is in his final stages of interview. So we're really excited about that. We went to K-State in the morning, MATC in the afternoon, and then toured some of our local businesses, as well as had them listen to some information about childcare in our community, about housing in our community, about medical care in our community. And so they got really a holistic picture of what our community has to offer them. And we've been really successful in that effort working with Christian Bishop. We actually this year included a social, so we're encouraging employers that want to get more involved to attend that social next year. That's where a lot of those informal connections were made, and where those individuals received either an interview or an opportunity to speak and get in front of some different companies. So we're pretty excited about that. We just are now kicking off Classroom to Career, so that'll start here in September. We pair every fourth grade classroom in the region, especially quite a few of them in Manhattan for Manhattan Catholic, Flint Hills Christian, and then USD 383. We pair them all with a business here in our region. It's a $400 sponsorship, and that money goes directly to the classroom. And so there's 3 different visits. The business will go in and tell the students about their business, invite them to come out. The second visit is about unique jobs within your organization and things that you have to offer. And then the third one is a field trip that's paid for through that sponsorship. So we're still looking for a couple of businesses to engage in that. So I'd love to get them on the list if you're talking and you're out with somebody that might be interested in that. We're kicking off our second year of the KSU mentorship program. This was a program that we established last year with my colleague, George Kant. Graduate students bring fresh ideas. They have entrepreneurial spirit. They create business initiatives and things that we might not have in this region. They're just a fresh source of talent, and we really want to keep them here. And so as an effort, we created this mentorship program. So it's a very short-term mentorship program. We start in September and end in May. It's on a cadence that works for the mentor. And then we have a celebration at the start and at the end. And so we are looking for mentors who are willing to make a difference and commit their time. And we're really looking for a diverse pool. So if you know anybody or if you'd like to engage, please reach out. Love to have you. And then as Darren alluded to, it is career fair season. So I've been out at Fort Riley at ACS. On the 18th, they're getting ready to have the community education fair. So been out at Fort Riley quite a bit. And then the KSU career fair is coming up for the 23rd through the 25th. And so we'll have 3 days of engaging with KSU students, usually a little over 1,000. So we're excited about that, especially with the numbers being up. So with that, I'll pause. And if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer those. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm sure you have feelings. Good. You.
Pages.
Yes, we call it 70 version. You can digest in the state ones, I'm sure that developed years ago.
And it's front and back.
Say 50% paper on that.
It makes
I
that
found those
easier to carry around too.
Oh, yeah. What's that, John?
I found one of the old school ones from like 1983 in my file.
1983.
Be interesting to see the numbers.
This was a long time ago. I've already tossed it. That was almost dot matrix.
Yeah, I'm sure. I am sure.
I was just from the file thing, there's stored for all those years.
Huh.
Yeah, I was cleaning out one day, just found it.
I trust you things to change. Early 90s.
Yeah.
Attest to.
Once I'll get that little shelf and in my office that I haven't started looking through. See, I mean, there's old enough. Yeah. It's nothing I need. I need to sort through and empty that shelf. I think that there's too much useful stuff in
Each related to the open that sheets go each sled. Not far. You know,
yeah.
Right, good morning.
motion.
Oh, yeah, make a motion that we recess as the Board of County Commissioners and reconvene as the Board of County Health.
And second that.
Moved and seconded to recess as the Board of County Commissioners and convene as the Board of County Health. All in favor?
Before we start on that, is there a way of getting that on
Yeah.
the agenda here? That just being able to make that motion, yes.
It used, yeah, we used to
Make a note of
put
that.
that in there.
Yeah, then
Remind us.
but yeah. Yeah, for sure. We'll make a note of that too.
Sorry, Caitlin.
No, you're good.
Good morning, Kaylin Speth, WIC Supervisor. I am here to present the WIC contract for fiscal year 2026. Just as a reminder, our fiscal year is on the federal fiscal year, so starting October 1 through September 30th. For fiscal year 26, the state office is notifying local agencies of allocations a little bit differently. So they are starting with an initial estimated allocation. And these are estimates based off of their estimated base grant at the state level. If Kansas receives additional allocations throughout the year, then local agencies will be notified for the opportunity to request additional allocation. And then an actual initial allocation is projected to be available no later than November 19th, once the state agency receives their base grant from USDA. And per the state agency, these initial estimated allocations are extremely conservative to fit all of the agency budgets within that estimated allocation. So the tentative deadline to sign the contract for fiscal year 26 is September 25th, and the state will send the contract for signatures through DocuSign like they did last year. So attached the draft contract, the contract language is finalized. There is an amount listed on page number 1, which is just a place filler. For Riley County, the initial estimated allocation is $1,067,788, which includes $1,038,788 for the nutrition services and administratives part of the grant, and then $29,000 for the breastfeeding peer counselor grants. So both of those are short of what we requested for 26. In their notification to us, they did state that due to limited funding, vacant BFPC breastfeeding peer counselor positions can't be funded at this time, which we do have one vacant position right now. The BFPC awards are not made to the state until around April, and so they don't know until that time if funds will be available. So current vacant BPC position will be eliminated. So I did put what we initially requested in NSA and BFPC funds. We will accommodate the decrease in allocated funds by not filling the vacant BFPC position, assigning a portion of our BFPC supervisor salary to the BPC funds because there was a little bit of wiggle room there, not requesting reimbursement for indirect costs, utilizing WIC workforce development funds, and reducing some of our line items. And then we'll continue to watch the state agency for any additional funds that they might have. And then just a reminder for the WIC economic impact. I don't have fiscal year 25 numbers yet since that's not over, but in 24, WIC infused over $1.5 million into the grocery stores. That's what the clients are redeeming with their WIC benefits for the 10 grocery stores that we cover. So just a recommendation to approve the fiscal year 26 WIC contract and sign through DocuSign when that's available.
Go ahead and make a motion then to the fiscal year 2026 WIC contract being approved and signed through DocuSign when available.
I would second that.
Moved and seconded the fiscal year 2026 WIC contract be approved and signed through DocuSign when available. All in favor? Aye.
Okay. I have a brief update on the Fort Riley move. We did receive approval from KDHE this week that we can move forward with setting a date. Just a reminder, we had to be out of Fort Riley, out of IAC by December 1st. So we have been not very patiently waiting.
That long? Yeah.
Yeah. So my hope is that we will be there by Thanksgiving, and be ready. We've talked with Corey, he's not here. John, we've been able to get a lot of extra furniture through surplus. So we're making progress and ready to move forward. So we're going to be at building 210, which is where the Deere's office is, where they do end processing. So.
Back with staying at the hospital, but we're still staying on the base, so it's not that a victory.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good.
Do you guys have a problem with who moves the desks from here over to Fort Riley? Do you have any problem with that? What I would prefer not to do is to hire movers because our budget is so tight. And so we think that our fiscal analyst has good connections with Fort Riley. And so we think that we'll be able to get some soldiers to do it. And there won't be any cost. Is that all right with you guys?
Sure.
Whatever you can do.
Okay, awesome. I just wanted to clarify that, so.
Within reason.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, we're trying to keep costs down to a minimum. We'll probably spend some money on some paint, to paint that area. It's in the lower level of the new building and it's a blue. And it's a little dingy and a little depressing down there. So we'll try to brighten it up a little bit with their required colors.
Okay.
So yeah. So we'll probably spend a little bit of money on the paint. But other than that, I don't think there's gonna be any costs associated with the move.
We're changing our internet contract. Chris and I went out last Friday to test the internet that we had been using at IAC. We took the device over to the new building and it is not gonna be what we need. So the IT is working on a new internet contract for us.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that will be a cost, so yeah.
it'll just replace the internet that we're paying for right now.
Okay. So yeah, that's it.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
I would make a motion to recess as the Board of County Health and reconvene as the Board of County Commissioners.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded to recess as County Board of Health and reconvene as the Board of County Commission. All in favor?
Aye.
13. Great. And what you do.
Gee. So A residents out there. I went one time.
Pretty live and serious and we can happen.
You'd be all right.
Yeah, that's. Yeah, it's the city hall again, it's the city, that's. Yeah, we don't really have much, but I like those, that creates a little bit, you know.
I actually saw a couple of those after we had that discussion here. I thought about it, and sitting up over there beside it.
She did. She might have.
It's like a kid, he's saying, "I'm getting
You're gonna say this.
That's it.
Yeah, it's just, I did use it all. That's kind of secure. I didn't really think so. I was in the list of. Yeah, I mean, it's not. I got about it. It's fine. So, if you're applied, I think. I'm sure that some cases we're trying to find for each, I can't just go, I don't know, but I just. Let her know it's basically what we said. So, what we said is that if I really couldn't see that. I didn't make you still do the verdict, but there's not us, they still have a piece. There's some stuff, they said it's in. He's kind of like, we're going to just go, so see what happens. Which one's one of the only good things. And we give them time, they try to work the way so. We'll see if that makes it a big works and.
Yeah.
I didn't listen response from the head. I don't know if I could. I figured you out being no nonsense. This should not me. That's good enough. So that's enough. It's not as we can do some of those who want to. Absolutely. Yeah. It's wonderful. Okay. No, we won't look at that. Yes, and one more tomorrow. It's a full day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Personnel medicine. I don't know. You know, I mean, I'm pretty sure. How'd you get roped into that?
I'm like third string.
First track. It was kind of one of those, was for. Be part of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jack's got this big one. Bengals. Oh. I don't mean. No, they didn't look so good. They never looked good the first half of the season, so we'll see. It's true. See if you'll get Burrow out for a while. Yeah. That's what I'm hoping. It's gonna be, that's it's tough, but good. Texans up, we got Kansas City. That's where you all live, Jackson. And. Yep. 49ers, Philly, and now we got the Eagles this year. Don't get any of these here. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. Too big fast. He said like some record they scored on all 8 of their drives. Whether a field goal or a touchdown. That's great. Yeah. I forget. No. They're playing the Dolphins. Either Indy's that good or the Dolphins are really that bad, and I think it's the latter. If it was about one concussion with being done. Surprised, honestly, they still thought those. I'm pressed to get those kids to quit. Yes. What else are you gonna do? That's your money, take it in hand to live your life. There's that contract's guaranteed, so. Do something. I'd rather have an opportunity to do things that we want to do. You're slobbering all over yourself for the rest of your life. And I mean, if you want to, was that, you know, if you didn't have something, you couldn't say you couldn't live with people. It'll be warm over the weekend, Rich. Did get out there and get some stuff done?
Yesterday got killed. I was like, man, I just feel.
We've been spoiled.
Yeah.
Well, they've got about another week of hot and then I think it levels back off.
I helped my son move appliances tonight and work on his place all week. I'll just get grin and bear it.
I'm gonna stay inside and watch football. Time's mad. NFL Red Zone, not commercial free anymore.
I guess we got a local elected official next to comments and see what happy about them. Their school.
Over in the school.
I haven't heard anything.
Yeah.
Do you see it in Mercury or?
Yeah, I just, well, people watch us, so careful with that. But, I, as these elected officials, the party.
Well, I'm sure I'll hear about it some.
Oh, yeah, and I'm sure if you went out to the right side, you'd see it, so.
Oh, well, I don't know that we can. I think we're restricted from it, aren't we? For Google and stuff like that.
Yeah.
No, your phone isn't. Yeah, I don't have it on me. So did it have to do with yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think I better go with this. It's local. Well, the other unfortunate thing is there was another school shooting yesterday in Colorado. So. Let's ease up. Very unnecessary.
All kind of went forward, so yeah, I tried to do that, so I wanted to. And so, yeah, yeah, really is a little. Well, I was really now, very exactly. Well, I probably never did it all.
No, speaking of, did we figure out what happened with the sirens yesterday?
Mistake.
Yeah, it was a mistake. Shut them off or something.
Accident.
I was outside with my dog and he was howling with him like he actually does.
So it kind of took people by surprise because there were storms moving into the area at the same time of all communities.
Yeah. Right.
Pretty big game tomorrow night for Manhattan. Lawrence. One versus number two.
Currently in one, aren't they?
Yeah. I think Lawrence is either number two or number three.
Good morning, Commissioners. Brittany Phillips, Budget and Finance Officer here to report on the monthly cash flows. We'll start with economic development. We spent $38,594 in the month of August, bringing our total expenditures for the year to $176,208, and our unencumbered cash balance to $287,262. Next, we have county building. Brought in $33.50 and then spent $41,723, bringing our total expenditures for the year to $158,812 and our unencumbered cash balance to $400,556. CIP, we brought in $670, and this was fair revenue again, so it went into their fair reserve, and spent $141,278, bringing our expenditures for the year to $1,900,128, and our unencumbered cash balance to $28,809,019. Next, we have half-cent sales tax. Our expenditures were $41,741, and bringing our total expenditures for the year to $302,814, and our unencumbered cash balance to $6,109,389. And then our other sales tax brought in $216,848, no expenditures for the year, bringing our unencumbered cash balance to $6,623,460. And then we have all of the ARPA list with all the detailed expenditures to date. Did you have any questions on anything specific? Great. The budget books I handed out to all of you, we have posted them on the website, so they're available. The brochure, Vivian and I are gonna clean some stuff up on it, just kind of get rid of like the LABTR. Because we've been tracking that data, but it seems like it's not really moving anywhere. So we're gonna remove that. And so Vivian has some ideas on things to, kind of just adjust on the brochure, but we'll have that printed off as soon as that's done. So. Thank you.
Counsel, Zach, how long do you want the, oh, no, you're not doing that.
Yeah.
Just administrative. For your exec, you're gonna take a full 20 minutes.
You'll be so. So.
Oh, that's right. Point that you that I love the AC thing on 24th. It's so, talking to them. Yeah, you know where yeah, that's what we got figured out. It's a few weeks away. It's got a lot of stuff in between. Yes. Spending some time filling in October already. Pretty back and full. Whole week there. The 12th through the 19th, I won't even be at home. For good reasons. Be in DC for part of the week and in Kansas City for the rest of it. Like I come home, sleep one night and then back and gone again. It's gonna be a long period of time. Hit it 45.
Morning, Commissioners. Jacob Hanson, Riley County Counsel here for our administrative session. I don't have anything necessarily planned specifically for this, so I'm just going to kind of go through or walk through some of the things that my office has been working on. I will also let you know that I have tentatively planned for at least a 1 week vacation at the end of October. So we'll see if that happens. Trying to get something on the books for that, but just want to give you guys a good heads up on that. So as far as a couple of the things that we're working on, generally I'll talk a little bit about the criminal nuisance abatement and kind of where we are with a number of those cases. I've provided diversion agreements to quite a few of them. Some have taken, I think, a more serious approach than others as far as reviewing and moving forward with agreeing to those. I've yet to actually have one sign any diversion agreements. And so what that's going to mean and what the stance that I've taken at this point is that this is your last chance to go ahead and have those signed. Otherwise, we're going to move forward with scheduling. And that means we're going to put motion deadlines. We're going to put pretrial conference deadlines. We're going to put trial on the calendar for the court. And we're going to start moving it forward one way or the other. And that's the position I'm taking, unless you guys would direct me to be a little softer in that approach. I'm happy to do so. Any input from the board on that?
Sounds good.
Yeah, that's good. All right. Glad to hear it. Moving forward, of course, you guys are very aware of the Keats easements, everything that's moving forward with that. We've had some good responses. Amanda sent out emails the other day. We've got a couple additional temporary easements for that project, which things are going pretty smoothly there. And just to highlight for you guys the difference, we're asking for basically two different kinds of easements. One's a temporary, one's a permanent. The temporary easement is just for the construction companies to get on the property of the landowners and, actually put in the sewer lines specifically to their properties. And then you have the permanent easements, which is where we're going to have permanent sewer infrastructure, I should say, on their property as well. And so those are the two documents we need. Not from everybody. Everybody needs a temporary. Not everybody has the permanent. And we're moving faster than I expected. So I think it's a good thing, and people are for the most part pretty willing, which we're glad to see. Let's see here. I will bring up a process that our office typically handles, which is county property exemption applications. I'm sure Anna Burson will be happy to hear me talk about this because it's something apparently our office has traditionally done. So I will be going and getting that done for us. Of course, our deadline for that is November, but I anticipate on working on that here pretty soon. And that way we can just make sure all the property and parcels that we have that have changed in any use get their proper exemption. We don't pay any property taxes. So happy to move forward on that. And that's just on the books to get done. I'll also note that our appellate case for Prairie Wood versus the Board of County Commissioners, I'm sure you all recall that one. Everything's been filed with the Supreme Court at this point. The other party had a certain amount of time to file a reply, and they have not done so. So now it's really just sitting within the court system. And, it may be 6 months, it may be even a year before we find out what happens. That's just how things go at that level, and we'll see where it takes us. It'll be quite some time though before we get an answer. Aside from those topics and other topics that, of course, that are attorney-client privilege, that's about all I have to share, unless you guys have some specific questions for me on any particular matter.
How's the search going for a deputy?
It goes. We have an interview coming up. However, there has not been that many applicants. We had one withdraw one that looked promising. So while it's proceeding, it's not as fruitful as what we would like, but frankly, it's pretty consistent, unfortunately, with previous postings and the history with that. So, we're out there, we're looking, and it's been great working with Michelle and Elizabeth on that and trying to get the word out. But you can only do so much when it comes to the rural attorneys. And I've always heard through the judicial side of things that there's a rural attorney shortage. And I think we're really getting to see that firsthand, even with this job opening. So.
I figured that's what you were going to say.
Yeah, unfortunately, not terribly too surprising, but we're hopeful that this upcoming interview will be good.
Okay.
So.
And just so you're aware, Elizabeth did reach out to previous candidates who applied for the position to see if they would be interested in applying.
No takers.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like that spurred anything. So.
It's been a while, so they probably had other jobs.
Yeah, some.
Because I have to reach out to other counties and pluck one from somebody else.
Yeah, certainly wouldn't be opposed.
Yeah, it's out there.
Yeah. And like I said, when I was doing my attorney search, we talked a little bit about it, John, during the county officials luncheon, but as far as an attorney that, I went in my career, when I've looked for jobs, it's basically been through Indeed. That's been the main engine I look for jobs in when I was looking. And so it's out there. I know I've checked just to make sure everything looks good and there's no problems there. So we'll just get what we get. And of course, I should also mention too, we're extremely focused on fit on finding this position. So if for whatever reason it doesn't seem like fit is going to, or if fit is going to be a concern, I'm of the opinion that we don't pull the trigger and risk it. We'll just wait and see what other candidates come up. I don't think, and maybe I can take this direction from the board on this, that we risk that and we wait and make sure that whoever we do end up picking is a proper fit for the county and everybody involved.
Need to get the right person, not just a body, we need to get the right person.
That's right. So,
You are continuing to work with the contract attorney.
yes.
So,
Yes, certainly am. And in fact, I just spoke with him yesterday on a couple matters that have come up regarding a number of things, but he's been responsive. It's nice to have somebody who would be there in the office, of course, to bounce ideas off, but it is helpful to have them here. The supplemental counsel, it's definitely helpful, and I'm trying to lean on them as much as I can without, trying to balance a line, of course, but they've been helpful.
Okay, well, we'll keep plugging away.
Sounds good. Thank you, guys.
Session. I'll look for you. Talk about it.
well, I would be direct for the people. That's the thing. Yeah. How much time are you gonna need on this to get the plans?
Yeah, we're gonna reduce it to 50, see if we can't fit it in there.
Reduce it to 15.
Yeah.
Well, should be 11, 20. Say 22.
You're gonna say 11.2, but we'll say 11.5.
Yeah, that'll give us time to get it. Time to make the motions.
Sorry.
It's fine. That's the.
Commissioners, you. See you all.
Printer is in error state. This printer is in error state.
Okay.
How long did it not work for you?
I say, it just said the printer, can't put this printer's in error state. And what?
Cost. You're raising this machine. Here's what they had in mind. All I can think of as well.
Very restricted, 15 instead of 5 minutes.
Yeah, that way it gives us time to do all this stuff and then get in. Get back till 11:25. 11:20. All right.
AM.
Yeah.
I already had AM on.
I'll be here.
Commissioner says there are offline 3 documents in the. When I went through the other thing, that's what I think it says it's operating fine. I go look up printers, it's the way I can't get it.
My junior IT badge only goes as far as this.
It usually falls on the attorney after that, but.
Yeah, right. Clancy handled all things technology. I mean, yeah, he was wonderful with it.
That's what I usually do. Okay, well, I'll move it to county commissioners, including Chairman McKinley, Vice Chair Foki, Commissioner Ford, with Jacob Townsend, County Counselor, Anna Burson, County Appraiser, and Steve Shirley, Assistant County Appraiser, recess into executive session pursuant to the attorney-client consultation exception to the Kansas Open Meetings Act regarding confidential legal advice on appraisal matters, and the open meeting to resume in the commission chamber at 11:20 a.m.
I would second that.
It's been moved and seconded for the county commission to recess into executive session for reasons previously stated under the attorney-client consultation exception to the Kansas Open Meeting Act. All in favor?
Aye.
Commissioners, the meeting is live.
I'll move the Board of County Commissioners executive session.
I will second that.
Been moved and seconded, the Board of County Commissioners come out of executive session. All in favor?
I'll also move that. I guess we didn't take Canada, didn't you? Record reflecting the binding action was taken during the executive session.
Been moved and seconded, record reflect no binding action was taken during the executive session. All in favor?
Do we want to go ahead and John?
Yeah. We'll ask it.
Morning, Commissioners. John Elderman, Public Works, and I have two requests to fill positions this morning. The first one is the utility tech position. And the second one, you just gave me permission a few weeks ago to advertise and fill for it. And the second one put in his notice on Monday, and his last day is tomorrow. Something he felt he couldn't wait another 2 weeks to take care of stuff at home for him. So the position is the one that they do the water samples for the water districts, reading water meters once a month, maintain lift stations in the lagoons for the sewer districts, and any maintenance and repairs work that comes up for those.
And would make a motion to approve Public Works to fill the utility technician position.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve public work to fill utility tech position. All in favor? Aye.
Please sign.
The second position I have this morning is the facility and ground technician for the Parks Department. This position was just recently filled, maybe 3 weeks ago, and already terminated as decided to resign. So the position is definitely needed to help maintain and keep our parks and our grounds around the county buildings up to snuff, and then mowing, weeding. We were going to ask for two, hopefully to get a two position, and but we're asking maybe advertise and get for the one or the two, depending on qualifications of the candidate.
I would make a motion to approve Public Works to fill the vacant facility and grounds technician position.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve public work to fill the vacant facility and grounds tech position. One or two. All in favor? Aye.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sean. Thank you. Go ahead and make a motion to adjourn the September 11th meeting of the Riley County Commission.
I would second that.
Moved and seconded to adjourn the September 11th